don't know how to have hobbies. I am a theater artist by trade and training, and that means that I, throughout all of my youth and through high school, through college, theater was my hobby. And then in college, it became my major and also my hobby. And so I was taking theater classes, and then I was going to rehearsal, and it was subsuming my life. And then now, as an adult, theater is my job and also my hobby. And I've been talking with some theater artist friends of mine because I am a little bit worried about this. I don't know how to have a hobby. When I'm not doing theater actively, when I'm not on a job, when I'm not in a rehearsal process, or even when I am and I have free time, I'm spending that time trying to make money so that I can be paying attention and able to support myself when I'm on gigs that don't pay me what I'm worth, because the theater doesn't pay you what you're worth. So I don't know how to have a hobby. I'm either working on my theater career or I'm working to make money to sustain myself so that I can be working on my theater career. And so I've been thinking, I mentioned in my first video that I really ooh, I think you're a little wonky. Who's to say? I mentioned in my first video that I really like crafts. I know how to knit, but I only know how to knit socks, and I recently started embroidery, and all of those things are true, but I don't do them very much. I haven't knitted at all this year. I started embroidery and embroidered 8 things in a week, and then haven't touched it in about 3 weeks. I love to swim. I go for a swim at the local YMCA every other day. My goal is every other day, and that doesn't always happen. But I don't know if that's a hobby that feels that's my exercise routine. I love to swim, but it also is I don't do it for fun. I do it for cardiovascular health. I don't read with my eyes. So whenever I'm listening to an audiobook or listening to a podcast, or frankly watching a show, often I'm just doing it in my ear while I'm multitasking doing something else. I love to cook, but I mostly cook to eat every day. I cook meals. I don't cook recreationally. And so I'm on the hunt for a hobby, trying to figure out how I can build a life that includes finding joy in things that are not monetized. I know that we have this major conversation right now about people my age having to monetize everything they do. And I think that's real, but I am an artist, and so that is very much what I do. Is I make art that I want to be able to live on, and I want to be able to sustain me. Writing is not a hobby if I'm trying to get it published and do it professionally. Theater is certainly not a hobby. I'm taking ASL classes for my work. So I guess people study languages as a hobby, but I'm doing it towards work. Everything I do feels like it is in pursuit of my artistic career goals. And I don't think that's healthy. And I don't know how to fix it. I would love to be able to sit down on the couch and knit a sweater because I wanted to, but I don't. Anytime that I have to do that, I'm spending doing like tactile work that will make me money. I work as an assistant for a jeweler, and I spend that time, if I'm sitting and watching a TV show, I spend that time tactilely using my fingers to make money. I have a clock running. I'm always thinking about how I can be making money in that time. And if I'm not making money, I'm making art that my dream is will someday make me money. And I just am concerned and curious about like what that means about the art that I make, and what it means to be an artist if all of the art that I'm trying to make is for consumption and is in this economic system for profit. I should be able to live a career as an artist where I build a life on the career that I have and the money that I make making art. And yet that means that every art that I make, every piece of art that I make is for capitalist reciprocity. And I believe that artists should be paid for their work, and artists should be paid for their time, and that art is of monetary value in the system that we live in and should be treated as such. But it means I don't have hobbies. And I don't know how to have a hobby because I've never had a hobby that wasn't theater, which is now my job, and writing, which is now I'm trying to make a job. So I don't know how to have a hobby, and I don't know how to prioritize having a hobby and prioritize the creation of something that is not for consumption, because the art that I make is always for consumption, ideally. I don't know how to be building a life that is not just me working to make art and then working to make money so that I can work to make art. And I don't like thinking about my art in these sort of economic terms, but I don't have any other option in the system I live in. And I want to be able to free my brain and free my body in times of relaxation, but I don't know how. I don't know how to prioritize that. So this is just something I don't have a solution. I feel like at the end of this video I should have a solution, and I just don't. I don't know how to set aside time in my life for a thing that is not for product and not for profit and not for career advancement, because I for sure work on shows that do not give me profit but do feel like they're fulfilling artistically and as part of my career. I don't know. In the last year, I started doing like drawing things digitally. I gave some like portraits to friends for Christmas, and I haven't touched it in months. It's like a skill I wanted to learn in order to make these gifts for people, and I haven't touched it. I just made a bunch of socks for everyone in my life, and I haven't touched it in a year. I think my bag of yarn and supplies just sits there. I made like 8 different little embroidery hoops for friends and family for birthdays and for just because, and I haven't touched it in weeks now. And I'm learning ASL for work, and I go for swims for I guess that's bodily fulfillment. I guess that's like bodily care. I cook to like eat. I don't know how to have a hobby. So if you've discovered how to have a hobby, please let me know. If there are any hobbies you think I should try, please let me know. I want to make stuff. I want to build a life and live a life that is not defined by my career and the work that I do in order to be able to live my career. I want to live a holistic and fulfilling life, and I don't know how. I don't know how people have hobbies. How do adults have hobbies that are not extremely expensive? Please let me know if you know. If you've cracked this secret, I would appreciate it. Okay.